Bad politicians are elected by good citizens who don't vote. This is a quote by Georgie Nathan and symbolizes the power one's vote has, whether they choose to vote or whether they choose not to vote, and the power that it holds. So, with that being said, hello class, my name is Ryan Rahnamai, and today I will be talking about Prop 17, otherwise known as the Free the Vote Prop. This prop was placed on your ballots by legislation in a 2/3 vote and was originally introduced by Democratic Assembly member Kevin McCarthy. What Prop 17 does, in simple terms, is it restores voting rights upon the completion of a prison term to people who have been disqualified from voting while serving their said term. The impact of this, the economic impact, would be annual counting costs likely in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and for statewide for voter registration and ballot materials, and a one-time state cost also in the hundreds of thousands for voter systems and voter ballots and the overall schematics of voting and introducing more people to vote. So, in more simple terms, yes vote on this prop would allow people on state parole who are U.S. citizens registered to vote above the age of 18 and residents of California, they would be able to vote if they had registered before their said prison term or while in prison. And a no vote means that it would just stay the same. People on parole would continue to be unable to vote in the state of California. Now for a visual look, I'm going to throw a graphic up on the screen. This graphic shows the state felon voting laws in every state across the whole nation. You can see California here is in comparison with other states. California is in the lightish blue, which means it's saying that a felon's vote is restored after prison and parole. Prison's terms spent as well as parole. You can also see that in 9 states, felons may lose their voting rights entirely. In 19 states, it's after probation. And in 18 states, their vote is automatically restored once directly out of prison. And in only 2 states, they can just vote from prison or wherever they want to. So, what this shows is that states have different ways of handling. This is a today's look, and it shows that states have different ways of handling, and also the comparison between all the states, such as California with major states like Florida, New York, Colorado, Washington, things like that. Now, a direct quote from Cabinet Secretary Daniel Williamson states, "A recent parole commission report found that citizens who complete their prison terms and have their voting rights restored are less likely to commit future crimes." While an opponent, Ruth Weiss, states that it allows criminals convicted of murder, rape, and child molestation to vote before paying their debt to society, and this denies justice to crime victims. So Ruth is against and Dana is for this prop. Now, parole and probation are 2 very different things. There is a difference between them under California law. The law website Napoli explains that probation is part and parcel of the offender's initial sentence, whereas parole comes much later, allowing the offender early release from a prison sentence. While parole is granted by a parole board, after the offender has served some or perhaps all of their sentence, the parole board comes together and may consider factors such as the offender's behavior in prison and level of rehabilitation, their mental state, and may let him or her out early. As far as people and organizations who have already publicly stated their opinions on this prop, thanks to the website Cal Matters, we know that the League of Women's Voters in California has voted yes on this prop. The League of Women's Voters is an organization that supports and helps and motivates women to vote and exercise their right to vote in the state of California. We also know that Governor Gavin Newsom is for and is saying yes to this prop as well. However, on the other side and against this prop are crime victims of California, victims of crimes that have been done to a family member or themselves in California, as well as the Election Integrity Project of California. With the supporters, quoted from the supporters, they're saying that civic engagement will lead to fewer parolees committing other crimes. It allows them to help remove the stigma of their past. People who complete their prison sentence deserve the right to participate in democracy, and their opponents are saying that parole is an opportunity for violent offenders to prove they've been rehabilitated. Voting is a right that offenders should receive once they have completely rehabilitated and they demonstrate they have been rehabilitated from what they've been through and not before. Again, thanks to Cal Matters for that information. So, all in all, this prop continues the age-old question and age-old discussion of who deserves the right to vote, and it's forever evolving, forever demonstrating reasons why one should vote and why one shouldn't, depending on their rights. And this time, felons who are on parole, that's the discussion that is going on now. Should they be able to or should they not? Either way, everybody who has the ability to vote should go ahead and exercise that right to vote. Just stop messing around and go ahead and do that. Thank you.